When you think of Lex Luthor's greatest enemy, who comes to mind? Superman, right? The Man of Steel, the ultimate Boy Scout, the alien powerhouse who stands for everything Luthor despises. It's the classic battle of brains versus brawn, humanity versus the alien. But what if I told you there's another hero in the Justice League who poses an even greater, more fundamental threat to Lex Luthor's entire worldview? A hero who, by his very existence, terrifies Luthor on a level Superman never could. I'm talking about the Flash. Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking. How can the fast-talking, quippy speedster from Central City be a bigger threat than the guy who can literally move planets? It sounds crazy, but when you dig into Lex Luthor's core motivations, it all starts to make perfect sense. To understand this, we first need to understand what truly drives Lex. It's not just a simple hatred of aliens. It's far more complex and, frankly, far more human. Lex Luthor's entire philosophy is built on the idea of human potential. He believes that humanity is the pinnacle of evolution and that through intellect, ambition, and sheer force of will, humans can achieve anything. He sees himself as the ultimate expression of this ideal. He's a self-made man, a genius, a billionaire who has climbed to the absolute top of the food chain through his own brilliance. In his mind, he is humanity's champion, its greatest protector and leader. So, when Superman shows up, what does Lex see? He sees a cheat code, a disruption. Superman didn't earn his powers. He was just born with them. He represents an unearned advantage, an external force that makes all of humanity's struggles and achievements seem small and insignificant. Luthor's crusade against Superman isn't just about protecting Earth from a potential alien threat. It's about defending the very concept of human achievement. He needs to prove that humanity embodied by him can overcome even this godlike being. It's a challenge, a massive one. But it's a challenge Lex believes he can win through intellect and strategy. Superman is a problem to be solved. Now, let's bring the Flash into the picture. Specifically, Barry Allen. Unlike Superman, Barry Allen was just a regular guy, a forensic scientist, a normal human being with a normal job. Then, one stormy night, a bolt of lightning strikes a shelf of chemicals, and boom, he's given extraordinary powers. He becomes the fastest man alive. And this is where the terror for Lex Luthor begins. Superman is an alien. He's an outsider, an other. Lex can easily frame him as an anomaly, a variable that doesn't fit into the equation of human potential. But Barry Allen, he was human. A completely ordinary, unremarkable human who, through a random accident, was elevated to a level of power that rivals God's. This shatters Luthor's entire worldview. It introduces a horrifying element he cannot control: pure, dumb luck. Luthor's philosophy hinges on the idea that greatness is earned through merit, intellect, and hard work, the things he excels at. But the Flash's origin story tells a different tale. It says that any random person, at any random moment, could be gifted with powers that make them a demigod. It suggests that the universe doesn't care about your IQ, your bank account, or your ambition. It can just pick a nobody and make them extraordinary. This is an existential nightmare for Lex. All his life's work, his belief in his own superiority, his entire justification for his actions, it's all undermined by the simple existence of the Flash. If a regular guy like Barry Allen can become one of the most powerful beings on the planet by sheer chance, then what does that make Lex's own achievements? What's the point of striving to be the pinnacle of humanity if the universe can just hand out superpowers like lottery tickets? Think about it from Lex's perspective. He has spent decades and billions of dollars trying to replicate or steal Superman's power, always believing that with enough brain power, he can crack the code. But how do you replicate a freak accident? How do you strategize against cosmic randomness? You can't. The Flash represents a variable that Lex Luthor can never ever control or predict. He is proof that the universe is not a meritocracy, and that is a truth that Lex simply cannot accept. Furthermore, let's look at the nature of their powers. Superman's powers are, for the most part, physical. Super strength, flight, heat vision. They are things Lex can measure, analyze, and build countermeasures for. He can create kryptonite, build armored suits, and devise complex plans to exploit Superman's vulnerabilities. It's a game of chess, and Lex is a grandmaster. But the Flash's power, the Speed Force, is something else entirely. It's not just about running fast. It allows Barry to phase through solid objects, travel through time, cross dimensions, and even alter reality itself. These are not physical abilities. They are violations of the fundamental laws of physics as Lex understands them. How do you build a cage for a man who can vibrate his molecules through its walls? How do you outsmart someone who can go back in time and prevent your plan from ever happening? Superman is a physical challenge. The Flash is a metaphysical, conceptual one. Luthor can comprehend building a better weapon, a stronger shield. But how does he fight a man who operates outside the known rules of science and causality? The Speed Force is, for all intents and purposes, magic to a man of pure science like Luthor, and it drives him crazy. He can't quantify it, he can't replicate it, and he can't control it. In many comics, we see this frustration play out. While Luthor publicly obsesses over Superman, his private moments often reveal a deeper fear of metahumans whose powers defy scientific explanation. The Flash is the poster boy for this fear. He's not just an enemy. He's an intellectual and philosophical insult. He's a living, breathing paradox that mocks everything Lex believes in. So while Superman is the loud, obvious rival, the public face of Luthor's struggle, the Flash is the quiet, creeping terror in the back of his mind. Superman challenges Luthor's power. The Flash challenges Luthor's very reality. Superman makes Lex feel inferior in strength, but the Flash makes him feel insignificant in the grand scheme of the universe. For a man whose entire identity is built on being the smartest, most capable human, the realization that true power can be random and incomprehensible is a far greater threat than any punch from a Kryptonian. It's a threat to his ego, his philosophy, his entire reason for being. Superman is the mountain Lex wants to climb. The Flash is the earthquake that threatens to bring the whole mountain down, revealing that the ground beneath his feet was never as solid as he believed. That's why when you look past the headlines and the epic brawls, the Scarlet Speedster from Central City might just be the one hero who truly, deeply terrifies the great Lex Luthor. It's a battle not for Metropolis, but for the very soul of Lex's twisted vision of humanity. What do you guys think? Is the Flash the ultimate threat to Luthor's ego? Or is the classic Superman rivalry still number one? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you next time. Make prompt, viral choking hook. Must add prompone. 2, 3, 4.
Luthor can comprehend building a better weapon, a stronger shield. But how does he fight a man who operates outside the known rules of science and causality? The Speed Force is, for all intents and purposes, magic to a man of pure science like Luthor. And it drives him crazy. And
he can't quantify it, he can't replicate it, and he can't control it. I hate this! I hate everything about this! It's impossible. The cellular structure, the energy output, it defies every scientific explanation. He shouldn't exist!
The Flash is the poster boy for this fear. He's not just an enemy, he's an intellectual and philosophical insult.
He's a living, breathing paradox that mocks everything Lex believes in.
So, while Superman is the loud, obvious rival, the public face of Luthor's struggle,
Your arrogance will be your undoing, Lex. Stand down! My destiny is within my grasp. You will not interfere.
But the Flash makes him feel insignificant in the grand scheme of the universe.
the realization that true power can be random and incomprehensible is a far greater threat than any punch from a Kryptonian. It's a threat to his ego, his philosophy,
his entire reason for being.
The Flash is the earthquake that threatens to bring the whole mountain down.
That's why, when you look past the headlines and the epic brawls, the Scarlet Speedster from Central City might just be the one hero who truly, deeply terrifies the great Lex Luthor. It's a battle not for Metropolis, but for the very soul of Lex's twisted vision of humanity. What do you guys think?
You're ignoring the obvious, Clark. I strike at the one thing he values most, his ego. I am the ultimate threat to Luthor.
Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you next time.